Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. Last time, we entered the dimensional vortex in Chrono's very own backyard. This time, we're wandering further from home, doing one in the distant past during the Ice Age. Ooh, Regal, rolling out the red carpet of digitality for us. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. So, this song, I forgot about it. I was gonna say that the mixtape, as I referred to it as, is randomized. You will get different locations each and every time you play it, and I know this fact exceptionally well. Not because I read up on anything, ooh, 1800 at a consistent regular attack. That's nice with a 9 there. I think the Wonder Shot might be more fun, but no, I think I might stick with that for a little while. Okay, stole a potion. You might want to be careful here because chances are you don't have that many regular potions for them to steal. As I was saying, I forgot to switch in Ayla and didn't get the Prism Spectacles right away, so me fighting the boss was a repeat attempt and I had to reload. On the repeat attempt, I got one of the luckiest rooms you can get. The room with the gauges from the Black Omen. Meaning that now we got 4 additional magic capsules. These are capsules that are different every playthrough, of course, because you can't guarantee what the dimensional vortex is going to give you. But by playing it again and again, you can get items that were meant to only be collected once all over again. Charmable items only as the chests disappear. I was worried we wouldn't make that in time. Didn't realize how long of a room this actually is. Suppose you don't think about it much when it's not quite as engaging because you know you're just going to beat everything in one hit. We cross the ruins, and the ruins of the future city lead to a game of Donkey Kong in Magus's castle. We'll keep going. I'd rather not fight the jugglers again. I don't think any of these can... No. There's no regular enemies that drop capsules except in the Black Omen. Go down. Okay, good. He was stuttering on the way down there. And we go from a game of Donkey Kong to, please be another Nintendo reference. Oh, the Mountain of Woe. Ah, referencing the Wii U era. Okay. This is one of those places that can have the stones that give lots of TP and experience, and I care about one of those things. We're really moving up in the world. I went from caring about 1 out of 4 things in one situation to caring about 1 out of 3 when we got our stats up, to now caring about 1 out of 2. Things are getting so much better. We're still getting an F though, but I still am pretty happy. 1,000 experience points, okay. Climb up. And over here... Stretch it out, it's going to make the enemy appear. Nothing. I think it's only going to be the 1 rock. This area does not seem very plentiful with them, and memory didn't really assure me that there were going to be any here for sure. Are a lot of enemies guarding nothing, though, because the items are gone. It is kind of funny, though, because it's hard to tell where the enemies are actually going to pop out of, because I go over a certain way thinking, oh, is there anything over there? And then it's nothing, but I still have to fight the enemies anyway, like so. Dang, I thought I caught onto the level design there, and no, I didn't. Anything over here? I'm just looking for rocks. I just want to find a rock. I mean, I guess gargoyles are pretty in with the theme. Actually, this is where I'm supposed to go down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's down that rope. I'm gonna check, oh, okay. Well, I found gold. Luca got a level up. Exactly what I like to see. Gonna check the top right because I passed that up. Another Rocky Poo! Another Dusty Poo. Climbing down the rope and breaking reality doing it. You see, it's supposed to be a rope. It's only a chain because I broke reality up. Is this? No, this is still the mixtape, yeah, because these are, these things. We're just in Fionas Quest. I wasn't sure if it used the same assets or if it was actually the same area, but now I know. If this game ever got a remake, I hope when Chrono swings his sword at these guys that you actually cut off their tongues. I'd be pushing for a hard M rating if I got to remake this game, I guess. Oh, no items, that's right. This place is the final destination, after all. So, up. That was not even 2 steps. Come on. Want to try for 3 this time? Okay. I was joking. All right. Nothing else to it. Just leave. And is this a new area? Yes, it is. Those are enemies from the Lost Sanctum, so it has to be. As soon as you see those, you know that you have come out of the mixtape and into the frying pan. It's what they say. Lucas, shoot around that rock if you'd be so kind, curving that bullet. And they say there's no such thing as a magic bullet. All you have to do is learn magic and then shoot a gun, and there you go. Not hard. We've done it, and we're like 10. You're not perfectly... Yes, you are. I bonked my head on you. You just, like, popped out 2 babies to kill us. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna hit you with my scintillation. Now that I've absorbed the dark version of me into my own body, now I can say that because, you know. Well, it's okay. It doesn't matter how many babies you pop out, you can't beat me. Just ask Lavos. He had like hundreds of babies. Or I guess she maybe? Or maybe it's just asexually reproducing? I don't think it's ever really touched upon. That's another mystery of Lavos. We go down. Oh no, we're not out of the mixtape. This is just one of those new locations like the one with the giant waterfalls. This is out of the mixtape because it's a hub area. There's your exit. There's ye save point. And yonder is thine progress. What is it this time? Oh! Listen to this music right effing now! It's short, but it's beautiful. Now has come the time to talk about something I've been waiting to say since we first got to prehistory. So, this song is awfully famous among diehard Chrono Trigger fans, and I'd even say maybe not entirely diehard Chrono Trigger fans as well. This song is known as Singing Mountain. It gets its namesake from a dungeon that was completed but cut from the finished game. Based on its placement in the game's files, it's suspected that you would have gone to this dungeon after the fight at Fiend Lord's Keep and being sent to prehistory before going off to the Tyranno lair. This is not known for sure, and others argue that it would have been the location of Ayla's side quest, as she has definitely the least involved side quest of them all in the endgame. Either way, there's also the fact that a lot of enemies that look like they would fit in prehistory, such as the terrible little pants, the fang beasts that I love so much. They look like they would fit right in prehistory, and there's a lot of enemies that kind of look out of place in their time periods like they were designed for it. It's believed that they were meant to appear in said area. Now, why would you complete a dungeon, finishing it in development, and then not bother to include it in the finished product even though you had it done? It's because they believed that strongly in no filler. It was the only area they couldn't really come up with a good way to make it feel like it was important to the story, so they just didn't waste the player's time. Unfortunately, this song was cut all this time until it finally appeared again in this, and this area is not the Singing Mountain. I'll show you pictures of what the Singing Mountain actually looks like. It's kind of where some of those lava cave assets were going to be used that we saw in the previous Dimensional Vortex as well. So there's multiple connections to it. It's just the music is by far the most concrete one. It's an utterly beautiful song, even if it is kind of ripping off the Castle in the Sky theme, but it's totally fine because that song is great anyway, and, you know, I like it. This area, after you slide down, the idea is that this is supposed to be, like, really steep, so it's kind of hard to go where you want, and you have to use these ledges to your advantage to go where you want to go. This just takes us back an area. And that's fine, because in the previous screen, there was this whole section that I didn't explore, and we saw an item on it. All the way down here. This is very well hidden. A high potion? For something that's that blendy-any with its surroundings? Okay. Use running speed to not fall, move side to side, and then drop to wherever it is you want to go. Cave number 2. leads to a new area, actually. I think I might go back and just kind of... Oh, I can't go back. That's actually kind of bad. Going on about the Singing Mountain and a Shadow Plume robe. Magus only, gives plus 10 magical defense and also has a reduced magical damage effect. We could take that. Kind of would give him more. Auto barrier is actually what it is. So he just has a barrier on all the time without having to use his spell for it. But carrying on about the Singing Mountain, well, I guess this is on topic with the Singing Mountain because this is a new enemy that we haven't seen before. We have the Chaos Mage, straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna deal with the Bone Knight first so we can see that. He draws an X right onto Chrono. He has the ability to use Lock, he absorbs shadow damage, and he has the Psychokinesis attack that we previously had only seen on Azala. Perhaps more prehistory connections, maybe? I already selected my attack and I have debuff immunity, sucker, so sorry. You're gonna taste my scintillation! I absorbed the dark version of myself now so I can use the badass names and claim them as my own. That's a perfect crime. The legal way to use plagiarism. Just absorb the original thinker into your own body. I think it's pretty sound logic, actually. You could say that they're a part of your life force and thus you thought of it. Doesn't matter if they were a separate person once upon a time. There's probably gonna have to be laws written about that in the next thousands of years with the way technology is advancing, actually. I wouldn't doubt it if we have human fusion down at some point at this rate with how much things are going crazy. There's something that I've wanted to tell you about the Singing Mountain. It was a story that I was looking very forward to sharing. And it's not my story to tell. It's actually a story that... okay, a little bit of background here. There was recently a purge on YouTube at the time of making this video of accounts that upload video game music. Nintendo and some other publishers just kind of stopped taking kindly to it and took down a lot of channels. And I understand they were fully within their legal right to do it. I think this is a section where you can... oh, you know, it's just a slide. Oh. Wait! Excuse me! Excuse me! On the way back up! This thing! The Wonder Rock spawned in! This guy can be in random locations of the Dimensional Vortex just as he can in the Lost Sanctum. I didn't think that we would see him though, and I finally landed attack at 157. I'm gonna try to kill this guy as best I can. This is yet another reason why I don't recommend playing the Lost Sanctum, because you can get the Elemental Aegis part from this anyway and then just turn it into the Shopkeep. Is that an... okay, good, that's not an MP buster. I want to do Frenzy on you because our attacks have perfect accuracy if they're techs. How about Flare? And Ayla, you can triple kick. Gives some good old-fashioned Ayla brand violence. I don't care if it's counterattacking, it's totally fine. It's doing 17 damage a pop, 0 on Luca, because she already has the equipment that you get from beating you. Melt him! Oh, magic was the way to go against that thing, wow. 10,000 experience points if beaten. I really should have used magic sooner. 20,000 gold. Well, this is kind of a blessing because it lets me explore this place further, as I didn't really get the chance. Use the map to your advantage. Look down before you go, look at it before you decide where you're going to go, and that should lead you to more locations. Or it can just lead you back here. In the bottom right, I found this one, which leads to a lower area of a screen that we've been to before, containing a chest, which contains a high ether. This connects to the slide that takes you back. Another Wonder Rock! Oh, this backtracking is the best thing that ever happened to me! See, Lost Sanctum, all you had to do was give me 20,000 experience points 5% of the time every time I had to walk through that stupid mountain again. I would have been more than happy to do it if the rewards were that good every single time I had to walk through that stupid thing. Ah, this is great. I'm gonna get even more experience for the party. The spot that I showed you in the Lost Sanctum is the single best grinding spot in the entire game for these things. I recommend that over any other whatsoever, as it's so easily renewable and fast. It's yet another way that it's not worth it to really go through the Lost Sanctum entirely because the first screen of it is the most lucrative. On the far right is this. Oh, we're up on a high ledge, which just drops us down here over to a secluded area. There's some enemies here, but we could go over this way and a cave. This is the same cave as the one in the Lost Sanctum. I would know it anywhere. That gives a Venus bow. Oh, that's actually a really interesting piece of equipment. Don't worry, I'm gonna get back to my story in a moment. It's just, I was very, taken aback. The Venus bow. Guaranteed 777 damage, though it lowers her attack stat a lot. You would not rely on that in a tech, so it is great. This cannot score criticals, and it has a very serious downside that it sucks if you get confused because the damage is guaranteed, and it can be used against you. A Mega Elixir there. Looks like the exit to this is caved in. And then a Turbo Ether. All the way at the bottom is this ledge here, with this way to climb down. Nothing over here. Okay, just another way down if you should go all the way to the right. And no items over this way. Just a cave entrance, which I'm gonna guess, yep, leads to nothing. Back where we were before the penguin slide incident. Go over this way, and we can go on with our journey. Now, as I was saying, recently, huge purge of music channels from YouTube due to video game publishers no longer being on board with it. I'm not really here to talk about, the logistics of that and, if they're in their full legal right to do so or whatever. I understand that, it is business. Oh, magic capsule. And I don't think I've even used the magic capsules that we got before either. Oh, no, I did. That's going on Chrono because I've been relying on my scintillation so much. Now, there's the new enemy that we gotta talk about real quick. I'm sorry, I really want to get through this, but it just isn't working out. This is the Snow Beast. It's capable of using Water 2, Ice 2, which are no different in any way, and it has a physical attack beyond that. Now that you understand what it is, before this purge happened, there was a story in a YouTube comment on an upload of Singing Mountain that I was going to read for you here today, and sadly, because this video got taken down, this comment no longer exists. You can't find it anymore. The comment told a story of a kid who was playing Chrono Trigger one night, and the cartridge got bumped, causing the game to crash. But it crashed in such a way that this song started to play. The song was present in the game's file, so the bytes just happened to line up in such a way that it would make it play it because it was just an ordinary file within it. They thought the song was so beautiful, and it was just a song they hadn't found in the game before, so they played it again and again and again, and could never find the song no matter how hard they looked. As time went by, and they could never find this song again in the game, they just surmised that it must have never happened. It must have just been their imagination, or maybe it was just the glitch that was creating what sounded like music even though it wasn't. And then years later, they found the song on YouTube again, and it was fully justified to them. And it was such a nice story, and it's something that can only happen in video games. And I wanted to read this story out to you. If you're out there, person who heard this song legitimately in-game by just bumping your cartridge at just the right time in just the right way, I loved your comment and really wanted to share it with people, and I tried to do so to the best of my abilities with what I had given to me. I didn't go into the abilities of the Chaos Mages very much. They do magic attacks as you would expect, but they have, if we can see it here in a moment, our Luminaire should only do a few damage to it. If we ever get to move again. Good, okay, good. Upward movement is still movement. They have a barrier shift, much like jugglers, where it changes if they're weak to physical or magical attacks. They're a lot closer to jugglers from Magus's castle than they are actual Zealot mages. So I don't know if maybe they used the wrong sprite for them or whatever, but yeah. That is how they work. This song is so beautiful, though. I wish it got used in the finished game, even if we wouldn't have had that wonderful story as a result of that. I'm so torn, though, because I love so many things, and we can't have it both ways all the time. Personally, I would have definitely have made it a priority if I was involved in development of Chrono Trigger to have made this song into the game. I think the place that fits the tone the best, and absolutely where I would have stuck it, is Death's Peak. Death's Peak fits the melancholy tone of this song well, and personally, it was such a standout moment when I realized that this is a game that gives you, the player, power over whether the main protagonist lives or dies, and that's something that I hadn't seen before as a storytelling tool. It blew me away. I thought it was just amazing, and it was, again, something you could only do in video games. It was very video games in how it worked. That white, I don't know why though, but that white sky is very pretty to me, even though it's just one solid color. It's just the right shade of like gray and blue, I guess. And I think it would have made that section ever the more special if it had its own unique theme. And there's also the fact that Death's Peak isn't very long. It wouldn't have really set in that the song is honestly not that long and is kind of repetitive to listen to over a long period of time. It's a perfect fit on multiple levels. Took the save point, and then going through this, thankfully no more Dalton. Dalton's only fought in the 1000 AD version of the Dimensional Vortex. Okay, I'm gonna think about this for a moment. Check myself into a shelter before going. I feel someone calling me. I have to go. Marl is the Force leader of the party this time. I'm gonna bring Ayla. We can let Chrono sit this one out. He's been seeing a lot of action lately. Luca can just have a fun time helping out one of her good friends. Who are you? Are you me? That's one hell of an answer to a question. This is the Alabaster Shade. Okay, I know that alabaster is like an actual term and the location and all that though, but I always kind of like to think that if there was like blind political loyalty to a place called Alabaster, then the detractors would call them Alabastards. I've always wanted to say that, but I never get the chance to because I guess there's Alabasta in One Piece, so I could have done that. Charming gives another haste helm, the only other one of its kind that you will ever find. And pretty much, I think I'm just gonna spread some haste around with Marl, and we're gonna unleash the antipode bombs. Flare does 4,000 damage on its own, Luca. You're amazing. Oh, I love bringing you along. Two of you together could go for a blaze kick. Yeah, let's go for that. Gonna lower Luca's attack to 1. I did try out her weapon only having 1 MP, and it only hit for a little over 100 damage. It kind of sucks, and wow, that doesn't hit for that much more damage compared to what they would probably be doing individually. So, we got haste on everyone. Marl, Luca, how about an Antipode Bomb 2? And then Ayla, how about just a triple kick? And I've realized that her feet are made stronger by her hands. That was it? The Steel Shade was way harder. Somebody's fetish. Marl's latent powers awakened. Speed, accuracy, and stamina improved. There's not a lot of good ways to improve accuracy and stamina, and those are stats that Marl very much cares about, making her, with accuracy, making her regular attack even better. Pretty nice, actually. I like that one. That one's a lot better than the, a lot easier to beat and a lot better in terms of reward, is what I'm trying to say. Never use the Venus Bow, because I don't really need to use her regular attack that much anymore these days because of how much dang MP she's got, but still a good reward. That's all for this Dimensional Vortex. I was really glad I got to talk about that finally. I knew a lot of people wanted me to talk about it all the way back in prehistory, so it feels kind of cool to finally do that. We do not need to go to prehistory ever again. I think the fact that it's home to the Lost Sanctum might be yet another reason why I consider it my least favorite time period now that I think about it. 2300 AD. The third Dimensional Vortex is here. Next time on Chrono Trigger, we see what lies within. See you guys then.